Good morning. It's going to be a great day at the Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome.
Oh, this is such a special day.
This is a special day.
It is, because Marianne Williamson is going to be here later today.
And we are delighted.
We are thrilled.
We
can't wait. I know. And the first service is going to be so beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's a contemplative service called the Taizé service,
Yes.
and it's going to be so beautiful.
Something different today.
That's because
Yes.
I'm playing. That's
Yes.
right.
Yes, she is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we love it. And we love Kitty.
Good morning.
This is a special day. We have Marianne
Williamson for the second ceremony. And we have a wonderful, wonderful morning. Our first service at 10 o'clock is just over the top, something totally different. Our reverends are just on fire.
So much love here.
Yes, absolutely. Come join us.
Happiest place on earth next to Disneyland. I think we're happier.
He always says, morning. Just going to do a moment of silence this morning. Just to center ourselves and feel the peace that is recognized now. Thank you. Good morning again. I'm Reverend Cheryl Bell, co-senior minister, along with my sister here, Reverend Stacy Hilton and Reverend Dan Jerome, who is taking leave of absence. If it's comfortable for you, if you would please stand. And if you would say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. If you would please be seated. We won't do the meet and greet this morning. It'll be a different service again. I'm knowing that you'll enjoy it. However, there are a couple things that we still do. If you are here for the first time or haven't been here in a long time, please sign the guest book in the grand hallway. Who has a birthday? Look at you. She's like, and it's cool. Because Patty wants to still sing happy birthday to you August babies. Only with your help, Rev. You got the microphone. Turn it up. Happy birthday to you. I love you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. so obedient. I love it. Who has an anniversary this month? I heard an
Oh my God. Oh, it was July still.
Got you. Well, happy anniversary. How many years, huh?
I'm dead. Wow.
Are you asking?
I think she gets one that's like the other. 16, but thank you.
Oh, okay. So you're tied. She forgot the day and you forgot the year. All right. It's okay. It's okay. We have a few announcements to make this morning. There's still those little bitty things we still do. As some of you know, we have a second service, and I'm saying 12:15, 12:30. Marianne Williamson, speaker, author, activist. We'll have birthday cake in between. There'll be little snacks if you want to stick around for that service. And Tina Grossman is having a class on the second half of life. It starts tomorrow. It's 4 weeks. I think it's at 6:30. It's at 6:30 and it's $120. And it is a 20% discount for that class. On Friday, Mary Jo Clark, practitioner Mary Jo, started Hot Friday Nights Conscious Cinema, and she started with Invictus, and I hear that it went well.
Yeah.
Awesome. And next week, I believe the teens are going to be here too, so we're having, what is it? A sleepover, but what is the movie? Soul Surfer, which is a good movie. I think I even have it in my little storage there. And on Wednesday, the 7th, we are having Idris here for a drum circle. His Drumunication, his healing circle, which we have a lot of fun at that. It's at 7 p.m. and it's $25. And you can pay at the bookstore for that. We also are having the Q process, a 21-day shadow work practice. And there's one 6-hour workshop that's on Saturday the 17th from 9 to 4:30. It's $100 in advance, $125 at the door. On Saturday, August the 10th, we're having a fundraiser. We've joined with our neighbors, Zappy, across the street. And we're just partnering with them and just to let people know who they are and who we are. We don't want to be a well-kept secret, and neither do they. They go through the fostering process for children, I think from 8 to teen. Yeah, it's not little kids, but a little bit older kids. And it's about mental health and youth. And we're going to have a panel of experts, psychologists and psychiatrists. And it's going to be very informative. Very informative. I have a whole list of questions for them. And it's free of charge. And it's from 1 to 3:30. Now, Stacy and I have reinstated the brown bag with the red, so if you have nothing to do on the second Wednesday of the month, you can come by at noon and have lunch with us and just talk about anything you want to talk about. Our Heart of Peace meditation is the second Wednesday of the month, which is that same day, August 14th at 7 p.m. We meditate and we discuss the topics that's going on in the world today, surrounding that. After that peaceful meditation, so it's a good conversation afterwards. And today we're having what we're calling, it's a Tizay service. So it's a meditative, peaceful, there'll be chants and songs. I ask that there be no applause. Just follow along and I know that you're going to enjoy it. Now today, I'm going to tell you what I wrote it to me. I changed a lot of words, but today is an ecumenical type of ceremony, meaning it reaches people worldwide. It originated in a small village of Tizay, which lies in the southern part of Burgundy, France, by a monk named Roger Louis Schultz Brother Roger. Since I practiced singing, and I'm still messing it up, but anyway, Brother Roger, and since its founding, the practice has spread worldwide since it is non-denominational. Its peaceful, contemplative nature has drawn millions from all over the world to practice this kind of ceremony. And And while many services rely on song, silence is also an important part of this service. At planned times, music ceases and allows the congregation to think about what they have just been singing and saying. It is simply holding oneself in a presence and letting Spirit pray as us. The music usually is simple, and there's simple chants, and the singing is kind of a melodious little chant. You'll see. Simple, powerful phrases are focused on and repeated to aid with the meditation. Essentially, the lack of complex songs allows people to focus on what they are saying and not what is coming next. Repetition is an important part of this service because the service is about contemplation and being in touch with the God of your being and your own spirituality. According to the official Taizé community, the repetitive songs and chants allow people to continue to pray those songs in their hearts even after the service is over. So even if after you all leave here today, just notice that song, and as you're driving, you're going to be saying, oh man, that's still in my head, yay. And we'll be saying, yay. This keeps prayer going all day long in your hearts and in your minds. So we're going to begin this service, and I'm knowing that you're going to be able to follow along and just enjoy that peaceful time. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So we have our ministry of prayer team that will now thank for candles of faith. The flames of faith will call this. The first candle. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing with the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for those who are as yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we are holding for them here at the center. As we light the healing candles, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. So we have a few people in ministry of prayer team still left. And so they would just walk up to the altar and just say a blessing as they pass on through. Blessing this day as we honor and respect each and every person and tradition. As we know the truth is revealed, that there is a higher and a better truth than what is going on in this world right here and right now. There's something higher. There's a higher consciousness that is at hand. And I'm knowing that we choose to live from that place from this day forward. And so it is.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you're a love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you're a water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the cloud. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift. The lessons that I learned every time I turn around. You're the water when I burn, every time I think I found everything I'm looking forward to. The sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart aligned in purpose. Everything will feel gorgeous. Or could ever imagine. How do I get back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I feel, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I feel, all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. Blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
So I ask you to take a deep breath. This prayer is for humanity, all nations, respect and gratitude. So as I acknowledge that there's only one God, the undivided, infinite spirit of the universe, a perfect unit whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. I know that God is love, the greatest power in the universe. So knowing this, I know that the indwelling spirit is within all humanity. Each man is an individualized center of God consciousness. The spirit of man is the spirit of God, and God is one. God and all humanity exist in an eternal state of unity. So today I celebrate with a grateful heart that the world is diverse, and I know that people throughout all nations celebrate the uniqueness of how humanity expresses the undivided infinite spirit that allows freedom, respect, and love for one another. I bless the leaders of each household and each nation, knowing they are guided by the power of love and act for the good of all creation. I am grateful for humankind, for all nations, and for the spirit that brings us all together as one. I am so grateful for the effect of this consciousness of unity and for the faith of God within all creation. And so I release this word into the creative law, knowing it is already done. And all as one, we say, and so it is.
I am offering this song this morning, A Whole New World, as a prayer, so please hold your applause.
deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God.
Humanity all around the world has many blessings. These blessings heal the soul. From Ernest Holmes, I read these verses, starting with joy, thanksgiving, and praise. I will give thanks to my inner life for its marvelous wonders and for all of its wonderful works. I will sing and be glad, for I know that I am the truth in a perfect life. The fullness of joy is mine. The inner light. The light of heaven shines through me and illumines my path. The light eternal is my guide and my protection. In that light there is no darkness at all. It is a perfect light, shining from the altar of a perfect love. O light and love within me, thou art welcome. Light shines through me and illumines the way. The night is filled with peace. I wrap myself in the mantle of love and fall asleep. I am filled with peace. Through the long night, peace remains with me. And at the breaking of a new day, I shall still be filled with light and love. I shall go forth into the new day confident and happy. I rest in thee. Approval. The seal of approval is upon me, and I am not condemned by the thought or the act of mankind. I will feel no evil, for I know that the great mind of all controls my every act. I release all fear of mankind. And the secret way. There is a secret way of the soul which all may know. It is the way of peace and love. The secret way leads into places of joy and into the house of good. It is the way of the Spirit, and all may enter who will. I tread the secret way of good, the path of peace, and I enter into the secret place of the Most High. The secret place of the Most High is within me. The secret place of the Most High is within me. Namaste.
The chime will signal the beginning of silence and peace.
You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. It's such a holy place. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. One more time. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are.
Good morning. So, my topic for today is gratitude and respect for other people. My friend Eckhart said, if the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. We heard it and seen it repeated so many times, expressed verbally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, collectively in different languages. Gracias. Merci beaucoup. Domo arigato. Kese is Chinese, or salamat po. That's in our native dialect. In Islam, the common Arabic word for thanks is shukran, pronouncing it right, or jazak Allahu khairan is often used by Muslims instead, in the belief that one cannot repay a person enough and that God is able to reward a person the best. I have a very short screen, Russell, just the graph. I just wanted to show them that graph. That graph measures the mentions of gratitude from the year 1800 to 2010. And I don't know how they measure this, but you see the declining trend in the and that's up to 2010. I don't know what 2011 going to be up to the present. We don't know that. See, gratitude is the word to be mindful that we are enough. A powerful action to be kind to ourselves and to other people, and to appreciate and recognize the diversity of our beautiful planet. Our personal beliefs change the world. Beliefs that change the world change people, who change the world in which they live. Do they change them for better or for worse? Could be both. Harm, yes, but immense good. But the answer that people give to that question may not be straightforward. It depends on their own point of view, and that in turn is rooted in their own beliefs. Some attack religious beliefs because they are, so it seems, not open to criticism, reason, or argument, less of all when they lead to prejudice and violence. Others defend religious beliefs because they are inspiring, healing, and redemptive, and most of all, they are found in experience to be trustworthy. Then there's our technology and our social media. I know there's a lot to be done, but the work starts with us. Ernest Holmes says on his book, Science of Mind, page 601, each one is separate entity in mind and known to our life. Each one is individualized center of God consciousness. We are born with our individuality. Our personality is the use we make our divine individuality. So as I focus on the person in front of me today, I am essentially saying, I value you more than whatever else I could or should be doing. Perhaps more importantly, I do not only tell them they are worth my time and attention, but I also reinforce that notion to myself. As a result, I am far more likely to see even more things I like and appreciate about them that might have gone unnoticed before. And all that makes building a great relationship much, much easier. Thank you. Namaste.
Sing with me, there is peace.
But what a moving service. Another beautiful song by Dana Leon.
At this time, I'd like to ask the Ministry of Prayer team to surround the congregation. And we will do a chamber prayer, praying for the peace of all, and knowing that peace resounds and that love is each of our decisions. Please begin. May be seated.
Use me, oh God.
to ask the ushers to please come forward as it's a time of giving and receiving and practicing the art of circulation. If you read what's on the screen, it's also in your program. Go ahead. From the love of your spirit within me, I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It is good work in the world. Returns to the mother, Father, and together let's say it, so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Good morning. What I'm going to share with you today is called Two Powers, Gratitude and Appreciation. It's from an article from Hinduism Today from 1997, but I think it's from Science of Mind Today, 2019. Much of life today is based on depreciation and denigration of public leaders, groups, governments, religions, corporations, and even family members. This is negative living, always pointing out faults in no uncertain terms and ignoring the virtues. And here's a story which relates. A guru was sitting with his two disciples under a large banyan tree. And the older student said, "Guru, how long must I wait until I realize God?" And the teacher responded, "Enlightenment is not something that can be predicted, but since you asked, it'll be 20 more years." "Oh, no," the youth cried. "I don't know if I can wait that long." The other follower, naturally curious, asked for himself about his future. The guru whispered, "Liberation will come after you live as many lives as there are leaves on this banyan tree." Hearing this, the seeker jumped to his feet and began to dance. Why? He was suddenly overtaken with the assurance that he would ultimately be liberated. Ecstatic with appreciation, he transcended the mind and attained his liberation that very moment. The first student was on the path of depreciation. For him, the pot was half empty. And for the second, immersed in thankfulness or gratitude, the pot was half full. Gratitude and appreciation are key words for a better life. They are the spell that is cast to dissolve hatred, hurt, sadness. It's the medicine which heals subjective states of mind, restoring self-respect, confidence, and security. If we review them and see them as a spiritual practice, or in Hindu, a sadhana, we can practice it this way. With gratitude, feel it within your heart so much that you are overcome and overflowing with the memories of all the good that has come into your life. If you took some time and listed all the good that has happened in your life over the past 5 years, just starting that practice, you'll be flooded with memories. The list will grow as your mind is stimulated. And if, on a small chance, you actually cannot think of something to be grateful for, then this affirmation is offered. I am a spiritual being of light maturing in the ocean of experience. And feelings of love and appreciation will begin to flow towards everyone who you start to think of that has participated in the good times of your life. Now the other sadhana, or spiritual practice, is appreciation. Turning our thanks toward the people in our lives that we are grateful for and telling them to their face. If you took the time to stare into someone's eyes and tell them how much you esteem and value them, what they have done to inspire you, and convince them how sincere you are, what a difference that would make. What if we took the time to appreciate community leaders, business associates, spiritual mentors, family members? Making this spiritual practice is a magic formula, and it works both ways. For the gift is not only to the person that you're telling, but you are automatically uplifted by this practice. There's a story that you may have heard that it's worth repeating about a young man who was working for a rather gruff businessman. And instead of just begrudging this boss, he decided to tell him he appreciated him. And he said, "One of the things that I appreciate most about you, sir, is your brilliance as an inventor. You have so much to teach me." After saying that and more, the youth encouraged his boss, who was astonished, to pass on that voicing of appreciation to someone else. That man sat with his son that same evening and awkwardly told him how much he appreciated his only son's many fine qualities. I never take the time to share these things. I tend to keep to myself and be demanding and harsh. And it's just because of the pressures of work that, please know I love you. And then the youth began sobbing and said, "Father, thank you. I was planning on taking my life tomorrow because I thought I didn't matter." Okay, Patty started. Now I won't. Because you never know how much the difference of telling someone you appreciate them is. There is a brave new world on the horizon for followers of Dharma, aka Science of Mind. One in which we are kind to each other and trust and are aware of one another's feelings. A world where we acknowledge our debt to others, express our thanksgiving, first in our silent heart and then outwardly. Gratitude is one of life's richest resources, containing the power to change people's lives. These sadhanas on gratitude and appreciation have worked wonders, and yes, each one of us can make a difference. The world is changing, and we can make it change for the better. It's our choice, our choice. I am grateful for this community, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
We are standing on holy ground, and I know there are angels all around. So let us praise God now, praise God anyhow, for we are standing in God's presence on holy ground.
And I invite you all to find a comfortable space for your feet and just relax. Allow your eyes to just gently close and become aware of taking yourself to the beach, standing in front of the ocean, looking out and seeing the vastness, peace of the ocean. And notice that you are not alone. knowing that the whole beach is surrounded with people doing the same thing you are, smelling the salt air, hearing the waves, becoming peaceful just as the water does. And become aware that on the other side of the ocean, there is also a group of people doing the same thing, listening to the waves, relaxing, becoming appreciative just for the peace and the silence. And become aware that as you are there is a whole group of people who are standing in the moonlight. And they are doing the same thing, looking up into the sky, seeing the beautiful moon, watching the stars twinkling, and becoming aware of peacefulness in their lives. And yet there is another group of people who are standing on the top of a mountain, looking down below them at the beauty of nature, seeing the people down there and around, moving around, yet they at the top are feeling peaceful, knowing that all is well, feeling the sunshine on their backs. And yet there's another group of people standing out into the desert, watching the sand dunes, feeling the warmth, knowing that there is vegetation there, knowing that their whole life is now at peace, that all of these people are now peaceful with us. And that peace transcends to all the rest of the people who are looking for peace. They can feel us. They know that we have what they would love to have. And with all of this peacefulness and awareness, every single person whom I mentioned now says, thank you. Thank you for all this. Thank you for the love that you show us. Thank you that we can have peace when there are other people who are sad. Thank you. And that which has created us, and that which has brought us all our peaceful awareness, responds to us and says, you're welcome, and I love you. I want everyone to be as peaceful as you are, and I am grateful that you realize this. I will continue to send my love. And I ask you to continue to be grateful. You were created in love. You were created so that I could extend my love throughout all of creation. With people everywhere. Plants and vegetation that appreciate my sunshine and grow. So, you're welcome, and continue on your path, and I will continue with my supply. And so it is.
Beautiful song by Karen
All is well.
For the closing song today, I chose to play Circle of Life. And yesterday when I was reading Science of Mind magazine, lo and behold, there was the Circle of Life. And it said, our journey is a fourfold path. We are sacred warriors, we are enlightened rebels, intentional spirits, and creative geniuses. And this encompasses the spiritual, the emotional, the intellectual, and the physical parts of all of us as we travel on this circle of life. So this is the final song.
Divine light leads me. Divine love lives in me. Divine wisdom inspires me. Divine compassion expresses through me, and divine power protects me. All that I am is Spirit's life in expression. It is good and very good. With deep joy and generosity filling me, I go forward now in sacred service, supporting a compassionate world that works for all. I move through my days with grace and ease, in peace and love, in health and wellness, in fullness and plenty, and in loving relationship with all. What I know now, I know for myself with blessing and in deep gratitude. I know for all life, and so it is. Amen. I love each and every one of you. Your hearts are full of love, and I love you with my heart.
Well, that concludes our first service, and stay tuned. We have Marianne Williamson. She should be here about noon, and we should be starting our second service about 12:15 or 12:30. So please, if you go get something to eat, but I wouldn't drive if I were you, because they may get really packed. So get back here about a little bit after 12. All right? Thank you so much for being here.